The Roblox infant injury case. On October 18, 2024, Tara Alexis Sykes was arrested in Escambia County, Florida, after Gulf Coast Kids House contacted investigators about a 2-month-old infant seriously injured when a 10-year-old in temporary placement dropped the baby. The infant was taken for medical care and was expected to survive. The report didn't end as a simple accident inquiry, because later details suggested the child's actions weren't spontaneous. In the interviews that came next, detectives focused on the gap between what a 10-year-old is physically capable of doing and what a 10-year-old would be likely to plan. According to reporting based on law enforcement statements and an arrest report, the child told investigators the harm happened under direction from an adult, and the child described being afraid of consequences if she did not comply. The investigation then turned outward, away from the home and toward the child's communications, because the alleged pressure had been delivered remotely, through messages rather than face-to-face contact. Officials said the adult they identified had used online messaging connected to the gaming platform Roblox to communicate with the child, and they alleged the messages included instructions to harm the infant and also to target the adults in the household. By October 18, authorities said they had enough to make an arrest. Sykes, reported as 36, was taken into custody and charged with serious offenses, including an attempted murder charge linked to aggravated child abuse. The case was presented publicly as unusual, not because of the platform itself, but because of the alleged chain of influence, an adult communicating at a distance, pushing a child toward violence inside a home the adult was not physically in. The sheriff's public comments reflected that shock, and officials indicated the investigation was ongoing and additional charges could be possible. But something went wrong in the evidence trail in a way that often happens in digital cases. Roblox later stated it conducted an internal review of activity connected to the usernames law enforcement provided. The company said the accounts did communicate on Roblox, but the conversations on Roblox did not contain the specific violent instructions described by investigators, and it said those findings were shared with law enforcement. At the same time, a sheriff's office representative told reporters that messages had been deleted by the time investigators examined them, while witnesses maintained that messaging had occurred on the app, leaving the exact location of the most incriminating instructions as an unresolved point. Still under investigation. Afterwards, the legal outcome evolved. Recently, court reporting described a plea agreement in which prosecutors dropped the most serious charges, and Sykes entered a no-contest plea to child neglect without great bodily harm, receiving a jail sentence that was effectively completed through time already served. The public narrative of the case remained the same: an infant badly hurt, a child allegedly pressured, a digital channel used to reach into a home, but the courtroom endpoint showed something else as well: how complex these cases become once investigators must prove not only what happened, but exactly where it was planned, what was said, and what evidence still exists after messages disappear. Online gaming incident. On September 15, 2007, an incident occurred in Guangzhou, China, involving a man described as about 30 years old who had remained in an internet cafe for an extended session. The cafe environment was typical for the era: warm electronics, dim monitor light, and a crowded, fatigued atmosphere shaped by hours of continuous use. For 3 consecutive days he played online games, staying seated through the cycles that usually force a person to pause: meals, sleep, daylight, night. Nobody around him could see what he saw on the screen, only the posture: shoulders forward, eyes fixed, hands moving in small repetitive motions. In a place designed for hourly use, he treated the chair like a temporary home. In Guangzhou, internet cafes were part of a booming urban routine: cheap access, fast machines, and a social space for gaming. Yet the risks of marathon sessions were already well understood in public debate. The longer the session went, the less likely it became that anyone would interrupt it, because long sessions were not unheard of, and exhaustion can look like ordinary fatigue until it crosses a line. By Saturday afternoon, the man collapsed, described as fainting or dropping dead after the 3-day run. Paramedics attempted to revive him, but the efforts failed, and he was declared dead. Accounts of the exact moment differ slightly, whether he was pronounced dead at the cafe or after being rushed for care, but the sequence was consistent: collapse at the terminal, emergency response, and no recovery. Seeing this, other customers got terrified and left immediately. Afterward, police ruled out suicide, and local reporting cited exhaustion from prolonged gaming as the most likely cause. The specific game was not identified. The death became another data point in the country's larger struggle with internet overuse and the realities of round-the-clock gaming culture. If you want to discuss this video and join the idea of the next one, comment below and subscribe to this channel. If you want to discuss this video and join the idea of the next one, comment below and subscribe to this channel.